lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just hold on. Just hold on. Just hold on. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just hold on. Just hold on. Just hold on. Just hold on.
Welcome to Music City and the SNN Ally 200. Tony Trapasso up at the booth with you with my partner in crime, Mr. Josh Carpinall. And Josh, I'm excited about this one. I love racing here at Nashville.
Yeah, this one is going to be a great race, I assume. And I'm definitely looking forward to it. It is a concrete 1.3 mile track. A little bit different than what we are used to seeing, but should be a good one, that's for sure.
Absolutely. It's qualifying underway right now as I'm having technical difficulties. Bear with me, folks. And we will get there momentarily. Any day now. There we go. As Brett Gardner going quick time so far with a 29.98. Randy Spivey, Fred Field Miller, Clayton Davies, and R.P. Allen running out your top five currently. As the point standing's hot and heavy right now, as we are going to take a look at tonight's points coming into the race. And, of course, they're not coming up. Of course they're not. Why should they? Can anything else go wrong? Let's take a quick look at our weather conditions today. 88-degree ambient air temperature in the greater Nashville Metroplex. Track temperature currently 108 degrees. It's pretty toasty.
Yeah, that is going to make a slick track, that's for sure.
Oh, very much so, as... Let me just get that out of the way. And let's see if the points will show this time. There we go. Alex Murray currently sitting atop the pile at 457 points. Raymond Root not that far behind, less than a race out. Josh Ward also less than a race out. Currently sitting in third. Nicholas Breidenbach currently running in fifth. Sixth going to Seba Corns, and then you've got a tie back with Jace Gibson and Nolan Hodgson. That is for 8th. And then a tie for 10th with Ryan Samuelson and Randy Spivey. Chris Claude right now on the outside looking in on the top 10 as they come into tonight's race. And Josh, if I could have you take a quick look at what we are going to be checking out for... What the hell? Why is this not working? Oh great, my overlay just died. Awesome.
Thinking mine is having issues as well, Tony.
Well, this is not good. Luckily, we do have some time to try to get this fixed. Bear with me, folks, as we're trying. The Gremlins are not playing nicely right now. Great. I think I just crashed.
So, while Tony is trying to figure out behind-the-scenes stuff, so far we got Brett Gardner sitting on the pole, Randy Spivey, currently P2, Field Miller in 3rd, Leo Bonacasa in 4th, Clayton Davies in 5th, Jeremy Miller 6th, RP Allen 7th, Chad Sander 8th, Josh Ward 9th, and Emily Urias is 10th. Alex Murray just jumped up to the 3rd position, though. Nicholas Breidenbach to P6. And track is still hot. Drivers are still going. Got another minute and 47 seconds left in qualifying at the moment. So, obviously, positions are going to continue to change as Austin Story just jumped up to the 12th position.
Ryan Samuelson going into 11th. As the only other car out on track is going to be the 56 of Matt White. There is White in the 56. Good head of steam going into turn number 3. And this is one of those weird tracks that it races bigger than it is.
Yeah, and like, you know, to go on that, it's concrete, and with the track temps we were talking about being hot, your car is gonna slide a whole lot more than, you know, at another track that would be similar to this. So this track is going to be super wide to these drivers, and they're going to be struggling.
White just tore the front suspension off that car coming off of 4. So neither lap going to count for the 56.
That is unfortunate for Matt White, but we've seen him be fast time and time again. That I assume Matt White is going to be able to work his way back to or up to the front before the night is over.
Well, one can only hope, but excuse me. Right now, just getting ready to. Looks like we're ready to click it on over. Yes, we are. And I still have problems. Of course I do. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for the technical difficulties we are experiencing. The overlay is not playing nicely right now on my end of things, as cars are starting to grid. There we go. Let's at least get the grid up, shall we? Starting up on the point is going to be Brett Gardner in the 50, going quick time with a 29.989. Alex Murray going to start outside row number 1. Row 2 is going to go to Randy Spivey and Field Miller. Row 3 sees Leo Bonacasa and Nicholas Breidenbach. Row number 4 is going to go to Clayton Davis and Jeremy Miller. And row number 5 go to R.P. Allen and Chad Sanner.
Ryan Samuelson going to follow in P11 with Josh Ward to his outside. Emily Urias Austin Story starts in the 13th position with Emily Urias and to finish out row 7. Matt White will start in the 15th position with Seba Cornez in 16th. Nolan Hodgson will start 17th. Alongside him is Brad Gunn. Jeff Carson and Dave Regal are going to round out the top 10 rows.
As we go back to row number 11, it's going to be Chris Claude and Joe Stafford. Kendall Paul and Charles Eaton going to roll off in row number 12. Row 13 is going to go to Alice Princeton and Ken Ron. And starting shotgun on the field is going to be Wyatt Fink in the 63. So 27 cars scheduled to roll off here tonight as 150 laps of scheduled distance. And Josh, unfortunately, I didn't hear when the stage breaks were going to be.
I actually missed that as well, but I will definitely see if I can quickly look.
As Gardner having a little bit of connection issues as the field starts to roll.
Hang on, we're not going
behind the pace car. And they are going to extend the caution as not everybody could get off pit road in a timely fashion. Some beautiful paint schemes here tonight in Music City, USA. And I have to admit, with the 4th of July right around the corner, I'm digging the paint scheme on the 22, the Mission 22 Ford Mustang of Randy Spivey. That's one of those charity organizations that it tries to help prevent us losing any more veterans to crisis. Right now, we currently lose 22 a day, and that's 22 too many. So you can find more information on how to help with Mission 22 at mission22.com. As the field works its way down the back straightaway, the lights are out on the pace car this time. Gardner gonna have the button as we get ready to turn them loose.
And there are no stages. SNN does not have stages.
Awesome.
Yes. I am a regular on the SNN, but definitely have a lot of leagues to broadcast, so kind of slips my mind a bit.
Well, here we go. As the field works its way through the 3-4 complex behind the pace car, the only thing that's left to do is wipe the visor and adjust the 5-point harness. And Grandma, grab your guitar because it's time to get it on in Music City. Race fans, it's showtime! Green flag comes out. Gardner pulls the trigger, and we are underway. Working lap 1 of 150 here at the Nashville Superspeedway. Gardner and Murray side by side, door to door. Murray with the nose out front, coming off a 2. Still side by side drag race down the back straightaway. Ford or Chevy on the high. We had one guy getting yeeted down there in the back of the field. That was Austin Story getting sent. We're going to stay with this battle for the lead. We'll come back to what happened with Story. You guys at the front of this piece are just flat getting it right now, though.
Yeah, still side by side. Alex Murray trying to use that high lane to his advantage to get a run off the board. Alex Murray is going to clear Gardner for the lead using that high side. Now Gardner has a mirror full of Field Miller.
Field Miller, Alex Murray, and Brett Gardner are stretching out about a half a second gap over Randy Spivey, as that is Clayton Davis and Nicholas Breidenbach going door to door, going through 3 and 4. Davies going to get it as Breidenbach continues to slip back through the field. Once you get on the high side, it is so easy to get freight train here at Nashville.
Yeah, the bottom is the preferred groove tonight, and you're going to see a lot of drivers try to run that high line.
Oy.
Man.
That almost ended poorly. And that was Chad Sanner almost sent Josh Ward.
By the way, Nicholas Breidenbach lost 5 positions that lap before, lost 2 more positions, so right now down 7 spots in just 2 laps.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you could be doing that on purpose to try to save the tires, as I did not get a chance to find out how many sets they got tonight. Oh, we got one around.
RP Allen, I believe, is who that is.
That's exactly who that was, as we're going to go back to the replay. She gets into the wall, coming through the tri-oval, and around she goes, and we are under caution for the first time here tonight.
So to answer the question, there are 5 sets in the pits. So
6 total?
Roughly 6 total. So roughly, if you're gonna run use those 5, it's about 30 laps a run, and have a set of tires for the end.
Well, that's about all you're going to be able to get out of them, considering this track is so abrasive, being as it is concrete, as opposed to the asphalt. If you were watching the race from Texas earlier, that was on asphalt. And this is more akin to what you would see at Bristol, Dover, places like that. The only thing is it's not quite as banked as steeply as either of those two.
And it's also longer than both of those tracks
That
as well.
It is. As we're going to bring up the track facts again here. 1.3 miles. So, not the smallest track we're going to see this season, but definitely not the biggest either.
It's the biggest with concrete, though.
Say again?
It is the biggest concrete track on the schedule, though.
You are correct. You know, being as the other two are 1.5 miles and a mile. Or, sorry, half a mile and a mile. I can think. Really, I can tonight, folks.
Has gone down just a little bit. 100 degrees is what track temp is, and the wind is blowing 11 miles an hour to the east.
Absolutely. So that wind is gusting, and that's not a good sign, because it is a cross breeze coming out of 2. So that's going to wreak hell with these guys as they come off the banking to head down the back straightaway. And even more so on the front stretch, because you've got the entirety of the infield for that wind to just have free reign until it hits the cars coming off of 4.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun for these guys tonight.
And by fun, we mean not quite as fun. So lights should be going out on the pace car this time by. There they go, and here we go. Getting ready to turn them back loose here. You see Gardner and Murray up on the front row again. Spivey and Miller have swapped spots, so restart almost the same as we saw at the beginning. As we get ready to turn them back loose. Josh, what do you say you bring us back to green?
Sounds good to me. I do want to mention before we get there, Austin Story, I believe, the incident that he had on lap 1, I think it was something that involved Matt White. Not 100% sure what happened, but I do believe that those two got together.
Yeah, because Story just got sent. As unfortunately, I do not have it queued up. But here we go.
Pace car is going to make its way down pit road. And they're waiting.
Restart zone rule is in effect tonight.
Green, green, green.
And there we go. In the restart zone, Brett Gardner takes off. Alex Murray isn't able to stay side by side. Murray did get a great start to find a hole that he was able to tuck into.
And it's Clayton Davis and Randy Spivey going door to door. Davies going to wrestle the spot away from Spivey. Here comes Jeremy Miller to the inside of the 22. Spivey caught on the top side, no hole. Cannot get down. Spivey does have a hole there in front of Ryan Samuelson. As Samuelson goes to the inside of Bonacasa. Bonacasa throws the block on Chad Sanner. Make sure he doesn't hemorrhage spots. Emily Arias making some room up on the inside. Goes to the inside of the 54 of Nolan Hodgson. Hodgson battling back on the top side, though. Something we haven't seen yet tonight is somebody able to make something happen on that second lane.
And Nolan's trying to stay up there, get a better run off the corner, and Hodgson is able to keep the position now. Emily Urias, she goes up to the top.
Urias goes to the top as we are taking a look at the 57 of Joe Stafford as he's just gotten by Breidenbach. Breidenbach has continued to just fall backwards. Very uncharacteristic of him. Oy.
Yep. Oh, man.
Seba Corns almost got into the 6 coming off the 2.
Emily is running way wide.
We're going to go on board with Joe Stafford to see exactly what he is seeing right now. As we ride on board, you see that 54 of Nolan Hodgson getting shuffled to the top side. As Arias makes the pass. Here comes the 14 of Corns to the inside of Stafford. Or Hodgson, I'm sorry. Stafford now goes to the high side.
Stafford's going to tuck in behind Nolan Hodgson. Look back to the inside, force Hodgson to stay out there.
Side by side down the front chute. Still door to door with the 57 of Stafford and the 54 of Hodgson. Stafford gets the clear. Hodgson can get down. That's all he was hoping for. Meanwhile, back up towards the front, battle for fourth. It's Jeremy Miller and Fred Miller going after each other. Ward sneaks in there as well with the 1. So Miller on Miller crime as Fred tries to throw this block on Spivey. Spivey, though, with a good head of steam on the inside, going to wrestle 6th place away from the 76.
And looks like Spivey's going to tuck in behind Field Miller. So they're going to look single file once again. Ooh, sideways.
That almost ended poorly. We were right on that when we saw it, too. As looks like Emily Arias just got shuffled back. As R.P. Allen trying to make some headway back up after spinning it as he works the outside of Breidenbach. Down the back straightaway in the slipstream of Matt White. That is one of your closest battles on track.
For Z03 Monster Toyota there is the one that just spun out not too long ago. It's R.P. Allen doing a great job.
One of us has the paint scheme wrong, and I don't know which one of us it is. So I am restarting my trading paints to make sure I got the right car. So if everything goes white, folks, don't be alarmed. Oy. Allen a little bit sideways off of 4 again.
Breidenbach was looking underneath R.P. Allen, but wasn't able to make a move. R.P. Allen just starting to drive away from Breidenbach now.
Does have a good head of steam.
And yeah, I just updated my trading paint, and it is now a FedEx Toyota.
Okay, so I did have it right, and now my trading paints is not updating. There it goes. Chad Sanner and Fred Miller going door to door. 45 of Leo Bonacasa right there as well as they work their way off of turn number 4, getting ready to put lap 21 in the books. Brett Gardner out to a 2.5 lead. Sorry, quarter of a second lead. It's a 1.5 seconds from Alex Murray back to Clayton Davies in third, as Davies is now side by side with Jeremy Miller.
It's like Jeremy Miller is going to get the position on the bottom. And, oh, man. Josh Ward, I think, got a little bit squirrely off turn 4, but...
He got a lot bit squirrely off of turn 4. That's a first you say it, then you do it kind of moment.
Oh.
Little bit of a crinkle in the back bumper of Davies' Ford Mustang.
Side by side for the lead, though. Alex Murray underneath, take the lead away. Murray does complete the pass. New leader here.
Murray up to the point. Gardner dropping back to second. And that did not cost them any time as that battle still rages on. As Jeremy Miller not gaining on those guys. Josh Ward looks to the inside of Clayton Davies going down the back straightaway.
Oh, man. Not much room there.
That's putting a lot of trust in netcode.
100% there.
I wouldn't trust my netcode right now as far as I could throw you. And trust me, my friend, that ain't far. Still
Josh Ward.
side by side.
Yeah. Ward's really working the bottom, and Davies is not giving Ward much room at all. Davies is doing a great job at holding Ward down there.
And that's exactly what you've got to do. As Ward runs Davies up the track that time, going into one, Davies has to chase it. That's going to give Ward the advantage down the back straightaway. But that's what you have to do. If you're on the high side, you've got to pinch down to keep that car not able to come up. Because if you can't get the run off the corner, you can't get the run down the straightaway. As right there, Ryan Samuelson just got by Randy Spivey on the top side. That's the first pass we have seen come out of that second lane.
Samuelson did a great job there, but man, look at this hornet's nest.
Absolutely. Leo Bonacasa and Charles Eaton going door to door, and then behind them it's an angry pack of wolves.
I think Nicholas Breidenbach is started to get calmed down and get comfortable with how he's feeling in this race.
You have to
currently
flow
13.
the car so differently at this track than you do at any other track we're going to visit, that it's so easy to get it wrong and so difficult to get it right that it takes you a couple laps to really get used to what a race pace feel is gonna have tonight. And as Breidenbach gets by Bonacasa.
This is the first race as well at an oval since the updates to the cars. I'm not exactly sure how much different, other than the damage model. They really tweaked the cars. I know there was
the tire model is vastly different.
Okay, so that tire model, it could be very huge, and so this is the first oval that we've seen since that update. Of course, last race was at Sonoma 2 weeks ago. We had last week off, so you're gonna see for a guy like Nicholas Breidenbach there, just trying to get comfortable with bumping with the changes.
Well, the biggest thing that has changed, at least on the oval side, is oi! The 75 of Eaton just ate the wall. But the biggest change to the tire model, 2 tires are actually effective now. It doesn't make the car, so loose that it's out to lunch if you try to do a 2-tire stop. But 2 tires can actually be advantageous now.
Yeah, I never really tried 2 tires.
Because it would make the car undrivable.
Yeah, exactly.
But it actually can be an effective strategy now, as we've seen in other series that we have broadcast. As right now, looks like R.P. Allen and Nick Breidenbach going door to door. Oy, that could have ended.
Nolan Hodgson looking underneath. Seba Cornez back there. They're running side by side. Seba loose. He's gonna spin it around, and that's gonna bring out our second caution.
Well, let's take a look at what happened to Seba here. There you are, seeing coming through 3 and 4 there. And he just too aggressive on the loud pedal, and 36 of Brad Gunn adding insult to injury. Looks like the 23 of Austin Stories caught a piece of that one too.
You know what I think is the worst thing out of that wreck is that was like almost the entire Money House Racing team that just got involved with that. The 45-23. See Leo Bonacasa there. Austin Story was involved as well. Nolan Hodgson.
Yep. You are correct, sir.
All those guys, they're good friends of mine. Sorry for cutting you off there. All those guys are good friends of mine, a little bit of teammates when I run the Monday Night NASCAR series. It's the Xfinity to these guys. But yeah, it's unfortunate for everybody involved there.
And that is actually, you bring up a good point. Tomorrow night, the race will be broadcast by that man, my normal partner in crime, Mr. Dave Regal, proud member of the Pennsylvania Posse. And we've got wholesale pit stops.
This is about the time I would have expected everybody to pit anyway.
Absolutely. As Jeremy Miller winning the battle off pit road. Josh Ward, Brett Gardner, Clayton Davies, Joe Stafford, Brian Samuelson, Randy Spivey, Nick Breidenbach, Matt White, and R.P. Allen round out your top 10.
Just think that's insane. R.P. Allen spinning out not too long ago and already worked his way back up in there to the top 10.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, luckily he didn't really hit anything when he spun. So, just keep your wits about you, and you can make moves here tonight at Nashville. As taking a look at our biggest mover so far, there is the one of Josh Ward, up 10 from where he started. Going to restart in second. Joe Stafford is up 17, currently in the top 5. One of our other biggest movers, Charles Eaton, as he's got Wyatt Fink with him. There is the 75 of Eaton, as the 63 of Fink right there, as the lights have gone out on the iRacing pace car. Getting ready to put lap 36 in the books. 150, the scheduled distance here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us for the Davis Brothers Roofing SNN Ally 200 at the Nashville Speedway. Tony Trapasso and Josh Capernall up in the booth with you tonight. Josh, please tell me I'm saying your name right.
Copernall.
Copernall. Right?
Yes, sir. Copernall. Yep.
Okay. As pace car getting ready to duck on off, coming out of turn number 4. Miller has the trigger. Has to maintain pacing speed until they get to the restart zone.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is out, and we are back underway as Miller pulls the trigger and gets an amazing jump.
And, yeah, they were looking like they wanted to try 3 wide behind, but
Thought better of it.
that they did.
Davies jumped on the binders. That's going to stack him up a little bit, as now they are about to go 3 wide. And they are.
Samuelson backed out of that in the 81.
That's the most terrifying. The most terrifying thing you can hear your spotters say at any place other than maybe Talladega is 3 wide, you're the meat.
Yeah. And, I will say for league racing like this one here, if I'm going 3 wide, at least I know I'm usually with people I can trust, but I still don't want to be 3 wide.
Oh, absolutely. And NIS is here this week, and I watched some of those races, and my heart goes out to the safety rating of most of the people that participate in this game.
Yeah, I race NIS every week.
On purpose?
Yeah. Pretty much, it's my racing series, 1 race a week. Kind of like the NASCAR schedule, and I ended up getting a 2nd place finish earlier this morning, actually.
Congratulations.
Thank
We're
you.
3 wide again.
Yeah, right. Samuelson backed out of it the first time. Yeah, I don't think he's backing out of it this time.
That's a giant middle finger out the window net. Oh, man. How have they not hit anything yet? This is almost as good as watching the the Saturday night Super Late Model AI series that we broadcast. If you haven't seen any of those races yet, you owe it to yourself as a racing fan to go watch those, because it is some of the most intense side-by-side racing anywhere in the sim. We're watching Randy Spivey work his inside on Nicholas Breidenbach right now. As Davies and Stafford still haven't got it sorted out.
Stafford got loose just before that. Right now, Ryan Samuelson, he's getting frustrated. He wants to get by these guys. He knows he's faster. Just needs to find a hole. He finally has that. He's looking underneath Stafford. Stafford kind of started to put a block there.
You know, he slammed the door on him going into 3, that's for sure. Miller, Gardner, Ward, Davies, Stafford, Samuelson, Breidenbach, White, Allen, and Spivey, your current top 10. So here we go. Stafford on Davies again, just in different lanes.
Made a little bit of contact there.
Yeah, they did. And that may have stacked up to 57. It's allowing Samuelson to get to his inside. And we have seen it all race long so far. The inside is where you want to be. Even this late into a fuel or a tire run. Oh, hang on to her. Samuelson sideways coming off the 2.
Now Samuelson's going to have pressure from behind. Maybe not. He got a huge run off turn 4.
He absolutely did. He's got the help of Matt White on the inside. Samuelson just full send it right now. Finally wrestles the spot away from Stafford. Stafford now has to deal with White. White goes to the... Wow. That was a 3-lane change in a 2-lane highway.
Matt White all the way down to the apron.
No. That has bad intentions written all over it. Luckily, Samuelson saw it coming and backed out. Yeah. You would think we were running lap 146 instead of lap 46.
Still a long ways to go. And this thing is practically just starting.
3. Still just picking him up and laying him down. 63 of Wyatt Fink starting to make some headway on Nicholas Breidenbach right now. It's Fink on the inside, Breidenbach on the top side. That is your battle for 11th.
Breidenbach's going to clear Fink. Fink has a run though. Back underneath Breidenbach.
Fink gets a better run center off. Breidenbach gets a better run entry to center.
Also another driver that I'm impressed with here, while we're talking about him, is Wyatt Fink. Started dead last on the field and is right here battling for the 11th position. Has Nolan Hodgson under him now, possibly fall back in position, but needless to say, he's working his way up through the field and doing a pretty good job at it.
He did very impressive out of the 63 tonight, as he stayed out of trouble early, and he's been on a steady climb. Did not lay a qualifying lap down, so right now he is mired back a little bit as Hodgson does get the advantage going into 1. got to be real careful because Charles Eaton is right there as well.
Hodgson still trying to take the position away. Fink doing a great job maintaining that outside lane, though.
We're at that point in a tire run that outside lane is going to start to pay dividends. You know, you're able to carry a little bit more speed through the corner. We're about 16 laps in on this fuel run so far. So I would expect this is that time that if the outside lane is going to come in, now is the time in the tire strategy.
And they're only on 17 lap old tires as well. Showing you just how much.
It doesn't take much to chew up a set here at Nashville.
Yeah, exactly. It's really just showing you how much that concrete is really wearing on these tires.
Three wide for fifth.
They're doing a great job holding 3 wide.
It's Stafford, Allen, and Murray. As Stafford just punches it, it's going to leave Murray and Allen going door to door. Now here comes the 22, Spivey on the inside of Samuelson.
Samuelson going way wide up the track. Going to be able to tuck in behind Spivey.
Samuelson was seeing just how chippy it was getting and decided he didn't want any part of it. Alex Murray making a move on Joe Stafford now. That's your battle for 6th. As Murray wrestles the spot away, Stafford back to 7th. And how about the recovery drive from RP Allen? Spun on the opening lap and now sits in 8th.
It's incredible.
Great recovery
job.
Wyatt Fink now looking to the inside of Breidenbach, going into 3, door to door.
Oh, man.
What are you doing?
Charles Eaton with a good run on that outside lane, though.
Charles Eaton shooting the gap. Bringing Sander with him. Hey. Sander almost getting into Fink.
Yeah, I think Fink missed the bottom there, and that allowed that to happen for Sander, who was trying to run behind Fink.
Battle for 4th starting to heat up here. As we've got battling all throughout the mid-pack. Randy Spivey working on Brian Samuelson right now. And right in front of them is Allen and Stafford going door to door. RP Allen continues to climb back through the field after having issues on the opening salvo. 3 wide down the front chute.
And 3 wide once again.
Thinks better of it there. As here comes Spivey on the top side of Samuelson. I'm white-knuckled right now, and I'm not even on track.
That's for sure. Charles Eaton has inserted himself in the picture. And
battle hot and heavy for 3rd right now with Josh Ward and Alex Murray. Murray wrestles the spot away from Davies. Sorry, that's a battle for 4th. Davies, Murray, and White all running stem to stern.
Matt White underneath Davies, but they get single file now.
We're going to go back to that battle behind them. That's Samuelson on the low side, working on Stafford on the top side. Samuelson gets the clear coming off a 2 and immediately just slams the door shut on Stafford, blocking any attempt at a crossover.
Almost. almost reminds me of single file racing at like Daytona. The difference of the different arcs going into the corner. But they are all just packed together.
Oh, this is amazing. From 4th on back. And then from 6th to 14th. Just throw a blanket over the field. Some beating and banging going on back there. I didn't quite see who that was. It might have been Austin Story. Yes, it was. It was Story in the 76 of Miller getting into each other. And Story gets, sorry, it was Claude that he was banging doors with. Those guys get back in order.
Austin Story's going to come down pit road.
Well, there you go. There's our first taker to go down for a green flag pit stop. Let's take a look back up here in the top 10 as the 22 of Spivey gets by RP Allen. Just an immaculate climb back through the field for the 03 of Allen. But you got to think those tires have got to be hurting by now.
100%. He was top 10 when that caution, the latest caution came out, and he's sitting 10th right now with pressure from, I believe that's Chad Sanner.
Yes, it is. That is exactly who that is. But while we are on some good green flag racing, we are going to step away, pay a couple quick bills, and if anything pops off, we will come back, but we'll be back right after this.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field worked its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing it's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Oh, the rocket! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the left coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
Back racing here at Nashville Superspeedway in the Davis Brothers Grouping SNN Cup Series. Battles continue. Ryan Samuelson to the inside of Randy Spivey. And it just seems like these guys can't get away from each other.
There we go.
Samuelson loose. He's spinning through the grass.
Let's go back and take a look at what happened there. You see Samuelson there on the low side. Just a little too aggressive on the loud pedal. Catches the apron, and Ryan Samuelson, Lawnscaping Service at your service.
Wow.
Well, we
And
stayed
he
green.
did. Yeah, he did an incredible job keeping it off of track, backing out onto the track. It would have brought out a caution. I'm sure Ryan would have loved to have seen a caution come out, but at the same time,
He did the right thing.
he did.
Absolutely. Locked it right down as we were watching Clayton Davies and Noel Hodgson going after each other. That is one of your closest battles on track. Actually, it's now between Hodgson and White. As Hodgson gets to the inside, White caught on the top side. Not exactly where the 56 wants to be right now.
I'm wondering if Hodgson has done an incredible job at saving his tires, or if these guys have really burnt their tires up. Hodgson looks like top 5 now after that pass.
I dare say it was part column A, part column B. As right now, Jeremy Miller has just flat checked out. 4.5 seconds to the good over Brett Gardner. So you see Miller's 30, leading his way through some lap traffic. And there is Murray's 40. As Murray has Gardner right with him. These two have not gotten away from each other all race long. They started on the front row next to each other. Both have led a lap here tonight. But right now, Murray has the better of Gardner as they've got a 2-second gap back to Josh Ward in the 1. Noel Hodgson up 12, currently sitting in the number 5 slot. Is a 1.5-second gap to try to make up to reel in Josh Ward.
Yeah, Hodgson is doing a great job right now. Really fast.
Absolutely.
And especially, Hodgson was one of the guys that was involved in that last accident that we had with Seba Cornez getting loose. It was right on the outside of Nolan Hodgson. So
we got a battle for 10th, starting to get hot and heavy. That's Randy Spivey and Alex Princeton going after each other. See Princeton in the 19, Spivey in the 22. And Princeton having connection issues. Not what you want to see in the heat of battle right now. That's got to be terrifying for everybody around him.
yeah, I believe that for the guys around him, they are a little bit scared, but see here, Spivey giving Princeton a lot of room.
As you do
But-
when you know somebody's
Right.
blinking next to you. Well, this is one of our, a bunch of our closest battles on track right now. And there you see Nicholas Breidenbach getting around Joe Stafford on the top side.
We've got drivers starting to pit. Spivey,
Here we go.
Fink coming in. 3 wide.
Oh, hey, don't do it. Oof. There's the 45 of Bonacasa taking him 3 wide. Almost gets into the 24 going through 1.
Oh, man.
Good recovery drive for Bonacasa, too, as he was caught up in that second melee. Boy,
Those Money House Racing guys, they are really fast.
week in and week out they are. So here comes the 24, Breidenbach down pit road. Gardner's in the 50. Miller continues to weave his way through lap traffic. That is the 33 of Ken Ron.
And 2 laps down, looking to claim one of his laps back.
I don't think he's going to get it, considering he's on the same tire strategy as our current race leader. Ron not going to be able to make it happen yet. As battle heating up for 4th. That's Hodgson and Ward going after each other.
Yeah, Hodgson reeled in Josh Ward and was able to get past him.
Absolutely, as we're seeing green flag pit stops continue to happen. Clayton Davies and Chad Sanner are both on pit road. And it looks like 4 in fuel for everybody who's come down so far.
That doesn't surprise me at all either. These guys, this concrete surface, I don't expect anybody to really try anything at all.
Maybe late race to try to make up some ground. But yeah, you're absolutely right. 2 tires are not going to be the way to go tonight. As Bonacasa and Cornez go after each other now. That is your battle for 9th. Bonacasa has it. Cornez wants it back. Still side by side. Bonacasa in control of the low lane finally gets the clear on Cornez. Cornez tries to duck under, get some draft down the front chute. It's going to be a drag race going into 1. And Brett Gardner just set the fastest lap of the event with a 30.05.
Wow.
That's a full 10th to the good over anybody else's fast lap.
With Brett Gardner pitting sooner than everybody else, I might give Gardner an advantage. Oh!
Not if that happens. Bonacasa was coming down pit road whether he wanted to or not.
I wonder if he just didn't call out that he was pitting.
That's probably the case. Because I didn't hear anything in the live chat, or the instant chat, I should say. Do want to thank everybody for joining us in the live chat right now for the Davis Brothers Roofing SNN Ally 200 here at Nashville. Tony Trapasso and Josh Coppernoll up in the booth with you tonight. Chris Worrell, thank you for joining us. Moto Dog, good to have you with us. Let us know who you guys are pulling for here tonight. As I see we've got 23 currently watching the live stream. Let us know who you're pulling for. We will try to highlight your favorite driver as the night wears on. It's Gardner and Samuelson going after each other. Samuelson on the fresher shoes. Gardner on the fresher shoes. As here we go, Alex Murray taking it pit side. It's going to hand the lead of the race over to Noel Hodgson. As the 30 of Jeremy Miller has already come down to get his service. Now gets his lap back off the 54. Hodgson staying out to try to get that all-important bonus point for leading a lap.
Over for our YouTube viewers, Leo Bonacasa, one of the drivers racing before the race, said, "Let's go Money House Racing and Propel." Penzi said, "Go Dave Regal, 21. Moto Dog. Let's go Clay Davis, number 44.
See
Ruckus
if we can find
Ross.
Clay. There's Clay.
Ruckus Rawson said, "Found something to watch while IRL NASCAR has rain issues." Moto Dog commented again and said, "Just as good as real NASCAR with this group of dudes." Yeah, these guys, 2 cautions tonight, and been really clean. Lots of green flag runs. Of course, green flag pit stops. Currently cycling through.
Absolutely. The current race leader is that man in the 54, as the aforementioned Dave Regal gets one of his laps back the hard way.
The only way this is really going to work out for Nolan Hodgson is if he gets a caution pretty quickly.
Yeah, because he's going to trap half the field a lap down. As Matt White peels off to go pit side. It's going to promote Alex Princeton in the 19 up into second, up 23 from where he started, just hanging in there on the older tires. Apparently nowhere near running out of fuel yet, so he is just content to crank off laps, as that is Miller and Story going after each other. Miller with the tire advantage by about 20 laps. Now working past the 33. That is one of your lap cars. That is Ken Ron. It's now Princeton in command of it, as Hodgson has come pit side, as has Samuelson.
And I think Princeton's coming in this time.
He almost has to. And there he is. So what that means in the order of deals, Brett Gardner in the 50 takes the lead over. So your pole sitter back to the point, and he's got a 2.5 second gap back to the 30 of Jeremy Miller. And I'm not seeing how that was even possible. Oh no, okay. Gardner came in 4 laps earlier than Miller did, and that 4-lap undercut has got him out to a 2.25 second lead.
Yeah. And you're going to see the difference pretty soon here. Jeremy Miller able to close in on Gardner, possibly.
He is reeling him in. And no real pressure from for the 30, as he's got a 4.5 second gap over Austin Story. As there goes Story, as you see him in the 23, currently sits in third, up 10 from where he started. So good run out of the 23 tonight. And
Story isn't on a different strategy than everybody else. He came in 32 laps ago, where Jeremy Miller 10, Brett Gardner 16.
Well, it's working for him. Battle starting to heat up for 5th right now. Or actually 4th. It's Alex Murray and Clayton Davis going after each other. It's Murray in the 40, Davis in the 44, as they run stem to stern through the tri-oval and haul it off into turn number 1. Davies just riding right now, trying to keep that car under him as long as he possibly can and not chew up those tires. Another battle starting to heat up around 13th. That is Matt White, who's just gotten by Josh Ward. Ward, one of the last to pit, as White has gotten by him. As White now sets his sights. There we are.
Sanner.
Sets his sights on Sanner. Throws it to the inside. Sanner was down on lap 79. White down on lap 88. So about 10 lap pressure tires for the 56 of White. Makes it look just that easy. And just like that, we got a battle for the lead, as here comes Miller to the inside of Gardner down the back straightaway into turn number 3.
Miller made that look easy.
I don't think Gardner put up much of a fight yet, as we are only working lap 97 of 150 here tonight from Nashville. Again, I have to thank our good friends over at Davis Brothers Roofing for bringing you the action here tonight on the Esports Broadcasting Network. For all your roofing needs, Davis Brothers Roofing has been the trusted friend in the roofing business since 1984,
yellow.
and we're under
Out.
caution. Looks like Matt White. Let's take a look at what happened here. Oh, there it is.
Wow.
White gets spun. Brad Gunn caught a piece of that one. That actually started with Gunn, actually. As Gunn tried to come down on the 63, got turned. Door. Ooh. Door bangs Matt White, and we are back under caution. Well, that's going to change the complexity of things.
Well, everybody is going to bring it down pit road, I assume.
That would be the safe bet, you know, because you know we're going to get another long green flag run here. You know, that's the MO of this league. They get those long green flag runs, and you take fuel as a free shot to get in a fuel tank and for Mr. Feelgoods any possible chance you can. So we are going to take this moment. We're going to step away, pay a couple bills, and we'll be right back after this.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Well, oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the left coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
And we are back at Nashville for the Davis Brothers Roofing SNN Ally 200 here from Music City, as we are under caution number 3 of the night. Jeremy Miller winning the battle off pit road, as we see about 4 cars getting the wave around. That's going to leave us with 20 on the lead lap. As I'm not sure I agree with that pit strategy at all, as Gunn, Princeton, and Samuelson all stayed out to get that wave around. And
Yeah, the other...
Go ahead.
I was going to say the other thing that surprised me there is Bradley Gunn was just involved in that accident for the reason that we're under caution. So a little surprised that he didn't elect to get tires on that machine.
Well, it is what it is now as the lights are out on the pace car. Jeremy Miller having the button one more time as the field works its way into the 3-4 complex. And remember, the new restart zone rules are in effect tonight. The control car, in this case Jeremy Miller, has to maintain pacing speed of 55 miles an hour until they get to the restart zone or face a possible black flag. Into the Geico restart zone they go. He pulls the trigger, and we are back underway. And he's bringing the 40 of Alex Murray with him. Murray and Gardner have not gotten away from each other all race long.
They just continue to stay near each other.
Davies was looking to make it 3 wide for a second there. Thought better of it, though. Slots in behind Gardner. Here comes Davies now to the inside of Gardner. Coming through the flyover. Still side by side for third. Jeremy Miller's got to be looking in his rearview mirror, loving what he's seeing.
100%. Loving that they're battling there. RP Allen to the inside of Austin Story. And speaking of Story, I think he was the biggest beneficiary of that caution coming out, because he was out there on much older tires than everybody else. It's going to really be at a disadvantage, but that caution allows him to get on the same strategy as everybody else. So Austin Story right back up in there battling with the top 5.
Very much so, as we still haven't seen the money stop. Everybody does still have at least one set of tires left on pit road. Is Miller showing the way. Davies right there with him. Alex Murray having to deal with Brett Gardner again, as RP Allen continues his recovery drive. As now Clayton Davies goes to the inside, coming down the backstretch. Davies making a bid for the lead as they haul it off into turn number 3. Side by side. Davies on the low side. Miller on the high side. Miller about to get freight train. Slams the door on Murray and slots back into second.
Great battle there for the lead. See if Davies is able to hold it.
So far, so good. He's actually pulling a gap on Miller right now, as RP Allen goes to the outside of Gardner, going down the back straightaway. A little bit better run out of the FedEx 03 on the top side. Toyota on Toyota crime, though, for 4th, as they are still just at it like two kids in the back seat of a minivan on summer vacation. I'll turn this track around. I swear to God I will, kids. No, Dad, you want to go to Dollywood just as much as the rest of us.
RP Allen did a great job there, making the pass stick on the outside.
It's one of the very few that we've seen tonight be able to do that. And that's got to be a big boost to his confidence, knowing that he can pull that move off.
Trying to look to the outside of Alex Murray there. This again goes out there. Not able to use that run to his advantage that time, but looking to the inside, see if he does something with it. He does. Dives it down.
Send it mode. Murray having absolutely no way to defend right there. Allen up into a podium spot.
That car is fast.
That car is bad fast tonight. And I dare say we had a completely different dichotomy of this race if he hadn't had that incident on lap 1. Right now,
good news
though.
For him.
Sorry?
I was going to say the good news for him is, that incident that he did have where he spun out, he didn't hit anything. And this car, it was still fully intact. Just the way it got rolled off the truck.
Absolutely. Those Gibbs Toyotas are bad fast no matter where they go. And that is an angry pack of Hornets behind him, with Murray, Gardner, Spivey, and Story all running stem to stern. .110 laps in the books. Clayton Davies in the 44, showing the way right now. Jeremy Miller, R.P. Allen rounding out your podium as they currently sit. Alex Murray and Brett Gardner rounding out your top 5. And we got Randy Spivey, Austin Story, Josh Ward, Wyatt Fink, and Noel Hodgson on his recovery drive back into the top 10.
R.P. Allen just got super loose off turn 4. Gonna lose 2, make that 3 positions. As Spivey looking to the outside of R.P. Allen, who is once again loose.
He's been touching that apron, and that's flirting with disaster. Cue the Nolly Hatchet music. Not something you want to do, especially at one of these concrete jungle tracks. 2 tires on the apron, you're probably going around. The fact that he's been able to save it as well as he has is nothing short of miraculous.
Absolutely, and for the viewers watching this, in a race I was doing this morning here at Nashville Superspeedway with these cars, I got super loose off turn 4 and almost had a ride of my own. Hit that apron and it almost ended very badly.
Austin Story and Josh Ward. Wyatt Fink going after each other. Here comes Hodgson. Fink had to chase it down the track. Hodgson almost got into him.
Fink loose.
And that's that wind. That wind's now gusting up to 12 miles an hour. Very easy to get it wrong coming off of 4, as it is a complete cross breeze as they come off the banking of 4 and into the trial.
I have to say the only thing about the conditions right now these drivers are feeling is the track temp has come down from where we've started. It's now at 92 degrees Fahrenheit for track temp, just down about 8 degrees. That wind still is not helping by any means.
No, it absolutely isn't. And another thing that's not helping is the fact that Jeremy Miller and Clayton Davies have been side by side for the last 3 laps. Finally getting it sorted out. Is Davies sideways coming off of 4?
Saves it.
That's the save of the night right there. He was pinched down on that low lane. He was trying to get the power down, and just the back end washed out on him. The fact that he didn't hit anything or anyone and kept that car rolling and only lost 2 spots is amazing. That just goes to show you the level of talent in this field here tonight for the Davis Brothers Roofing SNN Ally 200 at Nashville.
After having that moment there, just 1 lap ago, already looking underneath Randy Spivey, trying to get one of those spots back.
Absolutely looking to the inside of Spivey as they come out of turn number 2 side by side. Spivey trying to pinch him down, not giving a ton of room to the 44 Davies. Spivey able to get a little bit better run off of 2. Davies is going to have to run him up the track going into a corner if he's going to want to make that low lane stick, because you can see just how bad he's having to fight it right now. Matter of fact, let's go on board with Davies as you can hear what he's having to do to make that car stick. You could hear how long he was out of the throttle there, just trying to keep that car underneath him coming off of 4. disaster waiting to happen.
One thing that interests me is the fact that he was shifting there at both ends of the corners. The setup I was running, you didn't have to. Just kept it in fourth gear. Fifth gear was something that you didn't see at all. And I've noticed from a couple of onboards that we've seen, a couple of guys are electing to do the fifth gear to fourth gear in the corners.
Spivey and Story going side by side right now. Story on the low side, Spivey on the top side. As Story going to have the preferred lane. Spivey, though, carries the momentum coming off of 2. Drag race into turn number 3, still door-to-door. Full send-it mode for the 23. As here comes the 03 of Allen and the 1 of Ward. They're going to have to be careful. It's Noel Hodgson right there as well. Throw a blanket over 5th through 9th.
Man, this is just tight racing. I don't know how we've only had 3 cautions tonight, Tony. This is insane close racing. They've done a great job.
It's the level of class that you have in this field. Some of the best full-fendered stock car drivers in all of iRacing here tonight for the Davis Brothers Roofing SNN Ally 200 from Nashville Superspeedway. George Paso, Josh Coppernall up in the booth with you tonight for this one. 122 laps down, closing in on the last 25, and we have not seen the money stop yet. Ward looks to the inside of Spivey going into 3. Hodgson right there trying to push the 1. Not something you really want to be doing here at the concrete jungle that is Nashville Superspeedway.
I saw Josh Ward get really loose there off turn 4 as well.
And he was skating it, that's for sure. Finally wrestles a spot away from Spivey. Here comes Hodgson as well. Spivey may have gone too hard too soon as he started to backtrack in the second half of this tire run. As here comes the 03 of RP Allen to his inside, coming off of 4. And that is the 76 of Fred Miller, who's reeled him back in. And I stand corrected, that's the 56 of Matt White, who is a lap down. Big moment for RP Allen coming off of 2. Has to chase it down the track. That's going to let White get to his back bumper. Gives plenty of room. Now here comes Spivey back to the inside on Allen.
I think RP Allen was using that high line to his advantage on the inside of the corners to be able to stay ahead of Spivey.
Spivey was thinking about pushing the issue, but thought better of it, knowing that there's still 25 laps to go. As Spivey and Allen continue to battle with each other, we're going to step back to the race for 12 between Nicholas Breidenbach and Charles Eaton. Breidenbach is not getting away from Eaton right now as Eaton gets a little bit better run off of 4. Breidenbach, though, able to slam the door and not let him get the preferred line going into the corner.
Charles Eaton just has to settle in at the moment. Well, I say that. Huge run off turn 2. Trying to look underneath Brent. Not able to make it.
Eaton gets the better run center off, where Breidenbach gets the better run entry. What happened? RP Allen slipping back again. As the 56 of White has gotten by him. And that's let the 1 of Ward close back in. Still skating the rear end on that FedEx Toyota. That's going to let Ward get to his inside going into 3.
And Josh Ward easily getting past RP Allen. And Spivey once again trying to insert himself into the picture. Not able to, just kind of the circumstances of RP Allen having the high line to his advantage.
Absolutely. As Spivey looking to the inside on Allen, coming through 1 and 2. And it looks like something may have happened with Ryan Samuelson as he just straight jumped to the pits. Let's take a look at what did happen. There's the 81. just washes the back out. Bang!
Oh.
And then down through the grass she goes. Oh, tearing both of front suspension arms completely off of that car. As we go back live now with Miller and Murray, who have stretched out a 2-second gap over third place Brett Gardner. Gardner with a good 2.5 seconds back to Noel Hodgson, as the battle back from fourth on down has kind of pittered out. Not quite as intense as we saw early on. 20 laps to go. Who's coming pit side?
Oh man, it's going to be very interesting here.
It absolutely is. And just I say that, Story and Davies go side by side. Davies on the low side, Story on the high side. Story trying to get the run through the corner, able to maintain a little bit more momentum as Davies runs him up the hill on corner exit. Davies had to back off just a little bit. That's going to let Josh Ward reel him back in. And it's the 56 of Matt White is still a lap car. R.P. Allen all over the back bumper of Ward now. Battle for 7th, hot and heavy. As you've got Randy Spivey in the double deuce right there as well.
R.P. Allen looking to the inside of Josh Ward. Josh Ward just lets R.P. Allen go. Ward tucks his car in between R.P. Allen, who gets loose off the corner. Man.
Allen has been doing that all race long. And again, I'm up in the booth and I'm white-knuckled. I can only imagine what it's looking like for the guys racing around him.
Give R.P. Allen a lot of props here for holding on to that car.
Some of the best saves of the night, as that is Joe Stafford working the inside of Fred Miller for 13th. And just like that, Stafford back up into the top 13, Miller back to 14th. Tie for your biggest mover so far, as there's Noel Hodgson currently sitting in 4th, up 13. And the next biggest mover is going to be the 75 of Charles Eaton. There he is, back in 11th.
He has a lot of cars in front of him to try to make up a lot of ground.
And Wyatt Fink has taken it to the pits. 15 laps to go. Miller skating it with Alex Murray glued to his back bumper right now. The two of them is 3 3/4 seconds to the good over Brett Gardner, as Gardner having to deal with the 54 of Hodgson right now. That is your battle for the final step of the podium. And Hodgson just wrestles it away from the 50.
Nolan Hodgson looking to start pulling away from Brett Gardner.
It's about that time in the tire run that Hodgson's car really starts to come around and wake up, as Nicholas Breidenbach goes after Spivey now down the backstretch. This race has not gone at all how Breidenbach has wanted. He fell back through the field throughout the first half of the race and has had a semi-decent recovery drive so far. But right now, Spivey giving all he can handle on the high side as they bang fenders through 1 and 2.
Spivey gonna back off. Breidenbach's able to start pulling away from Spivey.
So now we're checking in on Leo Bonacasa working the inside of Ward, going through 3 and 4.
And Josh Ward has company behind from Charles Eaton as well.
Absolutely. Eaton again up 14, now sits inside the top 10. That's your 10th place car. They're starting to pull a little bit of a gap on him right now, but no real pressure from behind, as Breidenbach is almost a full second to the rear of the 75 right now. There you see the gap from Eaton to Breidenbach. It's Davies and Allen going after each other again.
Allen just closes in so well.
Gets such an amazing run off of 2.
Yeah, he does.
But he's sketchy as all get out coming through 3 and 4. Let that car skate. 10 laps to go here at Nashville. Jeremy Miller in control of this one as he's got Alex Murray right there with him, keeping him in check. Murray looking to the inside, thinking better of it. Doesn't want to tip his hand quite yet, as they are 3 3/4 seconds to the good over Noel Hodgson, who sits in 3rd.
You just imagine if these guys really start battling side by side. It's gonna bring Nolan Hodgson into the picture if they continue to stay side by side. A single file out as Jeremy Miller is able to maintain the lead over Alex Murray.
And we're going to check back with Bonacasa and Davies. And RP Allen right there as well. Almost thinking about making it 3 wide. Good grief.
I didn't think better of it.
Here comes Davies to the inside of Allen, though. 2 wide going into turn number 1. Allen on the top side. Davies on the low side. Here comes the 63. Superman on fresh tires. That is Wyatt Fink.
$18 laps down, but that's what fresh tires will do for you.
Absolutely it will. As that battle with Allen and Davies still hot and heavy. Allen went to the tail end of the field on the opening lap after getting spun. Luckily didn't hit anything, and he has had a great recovery drive as here comes the 75.
Yeah, that was 3 wide for a brief second. And Charles Eaton's going to wash up the track. Maybe they got super close.
That's putting way too much trust in netcode.
They did a great job. Keeping off each other, I say that. And the 44 hard into the wall. Still up there against the wall.
Let's take a look at what happened there. That's not where I thought it was. It's right here. Keep your eye on the 14.
That was where we thought there was going to be contact originally.
Keep your eye on the 14. Just washes up and just yeets the 44. That's a tough break. That's basically heartbreaking right there for the 44 of Clayton Davies, as he had a hell of a run going. Speaking of hell of a run, Jeremy Miller, who is up 7, currently leads Alex Murray, who started outside row number 1. That is your race for the victory, as we are working 3 to go right now. Miller and Murray 4 1/4 seconds to the good over Noel Hodgson, who has a 2.5-second gap, sitting in 3rd. Hodgson up 14 from where he started. Popsicle sticks going to be in the air this time. 2 more laps to go. Jeremy Miller continues to show the way. Alex Murray right there with him. Hodgson, no pressure, should come home with a podium. As Murray starting to fade.
And Miller doing a great job now. Coming off turn 4, about to take that white flag.
Coming out of turn number 4, a little tail wag for Murray. We are racing back to checkers as Jeremy Miller starts the final lap here in the Davis Brothers Roofing Sunday Night NASCAR LI 200 from Nashville Superspeedway. Miller led the vast majority of laps here tonight at Nashville. Down the back straightaway for the final time into turn number 3. Murray's going to have one final crack at him. Not close enough to make anything happen as they come off of turn number 4. Miller sees the checkered flag, crosses the stripe. Jeremy Miller winning here at Nashville. Alex Murray, Noel Hodgson, Brett Gardner, Austin Story, and Leo Bonacasa. R.P. Allen, Charles Eaton, Josh Ward, and Nicholas Breidenbach rounding out your top 10. So the 2 race and rehab teammates of Miller and Murray just dominant here tonight at Nashville.
That was a great race.
It absolutely was. As I just need to find them. There they are. Well, there's one of them anyways. And unfortunately, I don't see him in the live chat. Well then. Where is he? Not here. Awesome. Okay. There we go. And Josh, I believe you've got the Pied Piper of Burlington, New Jersey with you now.
Jeremy Miller, congrats on the win. It was a tough battle there all the way up to the end with Alex Murray. So how'd you get it done?
Yeah, I mean, just obviously had a really good piece under us tonight, both of us. I mean, we're on the same piece of equipment here, teammates. He put together a really good set this week. We've been fast all week, and I think that really showed through tonight with the 2 of us just kind of dominating the field.
Really, really clean race out of everybody tonight. Lots of long green flag runs. So what were you expecting out of this race coming into it? Were you expecting it to be a clean race like what it was?
I honestly probably expected a little more yellows coming out of here. Just definitely one of the somewhat more difficult tracks we had to, especially with that bump over in 3 and 4. A lot of guys struggle and wrecked over that all week. But I was happy we got some green flag cycles in. I wish it could have went green all the way to the end. Then I wouldn't have had to have stressed for the last 50 laps there. I pretty much had the cat in the bag. I mean, I was about 9 seconds ahead of Alex when that yellow came out, just past Brett, who was on a different tire strategy, and I was just going to keep driving away from him. But I was happy I was able to hold on.
All right, well, before I let you go completely celebrate your win, who gets done for you?
Just everybody over at Prodigy Esports, Racing Rehab on the car, everybody that helps that deal go around. Alex Murray, obviously, teammate, great partner, great team owner, really good setup builder. Just everyone else, Cyclone Motorsports, Josh Ward, Matt White, a few other guys that couldn't be here this week. Just everyone that helps me get it done out there.
All right, congrats on the big win.
Thank you.
And that was Jeremy Miller, winner of tonight's event.
And joining me now is his teammate. Come on. Joining me now is his teammate, driver of the 40. And started on the outside of row number 1, finished on the same step. congratulations on a 1-2 finish here tonight, Alex Murray.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I had nothing for Jeremy there. I just was too tight behind him, and lap car kind of got me a little free there through 3 and 4 with 2 to go or 3 to go or whatever it was, and just gonna get back to him to try to move him. But good job to Jeremy, and I mean, he drove a really good race, so props to him.
Well, Alex, you drove a pretty good race yourself, in the top 5 all night long, including through that green flag pit cycle. Was it something you were planning on to? I mean, was the car set up for the long run, or were you hoping for more cautions?
Oh no, this car's set up for the long run for sure. We worked on it all week and got it really good. Kept up with Ray Alfala in the A Opens earlier this week, and we were definitely really fast. Just Jeremy had me beat there on the long run. I was too close to him too long and burned the right front off of it. So props to him, and it was a really good race in my opinion. I mean, we had a lot of green run there, so hopefully that translates to the next one.
All right, Alex, who do you need to thank before we turn you loose to go celebrate that 1-2 victory?
Prodigy Esports, Racing Rehab, Buttkicker, Shamrock Auto Care, everybody that gets it done on the Prodigy Esports side. I mean, these guys, we're a new team, esports team, and we're just trying to have some fun while doing it. So I think it's a good first week.
Absolutely, and if this is any indication of what that team is going to do in the future, I smell disaster for the rest of the league.
I'd say so too.
All right. Best of luck to you next week, sir. We will see you then.
Thank you.
So that was Alex Murray. And Josh, I believe you've got our third place finisher and biggest mover with you now.
First of all, Nolan, what a race you got out of that 54 machine. Biggest mover tonight, definitely seemed like you had a long run car. So how'd you get it done to work your way up to third place?
Yeah, that long green flag run we had, I slid through my pit box on accident, so that I feel like I could have kind of battled with him a little bit towards the end of the race there. Had I not done that, I had I think I restarted that 14th. So for me to make it through that was pretty good. Yeah, like you said, long run car, felt really good. At the beginning of the runs, I just tried saving my tires as best as I could while everybody was battling in front of me.
It's that incident that happened with Seb Cornaz getting looked like loose to the outside of you. Didn't look like there was really any damage to your car, but did look like just about you and all of Money House Racing got involved in that. So what was mindset going forward from there?
Yeah, with the new damage model that's on these cars now, it's actually quite hard to get damage from other cars. So I didn't even have any damage repair from that. So I was able to go right back out there and try to race as hard as I could.
All right. Well, before I let you go, who gets it done for you?
Well, obviously Money House Racing, they provide these cars that I so gracefully drive. Very thankful to them. Thankful to my parents who allowed me to do this. Thanks to you guys for broadcasting the race. And that's about it.
All right. Well, congrats on the third place finish.
Thanks, guys.
So that means we've got another one in the books. And Josh, I don't know about you, but that was some of the finest racing I have seen in quite a while here on the servers.
Yeah, these guys did a great job tonight. I am very, very impressed with all the racing I saw. Obviously, this is one of my regular shows, so I get to watch these guys week in and week out, and this is a very clean league anyway. But I saw a lot of great things tonight, and I give every single one of these drivers props.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at our finishing order here tonight from the Nashville Superspeedway. Jeremy Miller, Alex Murray, Noel Hodgson, your podium. Brett Gardner and Austin Story rounding out your top 5. Leo Bonacasa, R.P. Allen, Charles Eaton, Josh Ward, Nicholas Breidenbach rounding out your top 10.
Finishing P11 is Randy Spivey. P12, Joe Stafford. Field Miller brings it home in 13th. Chad Sanner in 14th. Chris Quad brings it home in 15th. The first car one lap down, Alex Princeton finishes 16th. 17th is Matt White. Brad Gunn brings it home in 18th. 19th to Kendall Paul. And first one 2 laps down, Dave Regal in 20th.
Ken Ron, Seba Cornez, Clayton Davies, Wyatt Fink, and Ryan Samuelson rounding out your top 25. Emily Urias and Jeff Carson both putting it on the hauler early here tonight. That is going to do it for us from Nashville. Thank you so much for making us a part of your evening. For Mr. Josh Coppernoll, this is Tony Trapasso reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, that as you go through life this week and as you walk down the road of life, don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.